can a wife protect her mental health and establish boundaries in a marriage where moral principles and beliefs with her husband continue to diverge? So they're like walking different paths. The way they think, what they believe, their values. How can she protect those values, protect her mental health? What can she do?
You better be ready to answer that, to that question. It seems to me that from her questions that they may have, of course, clearly they have divergent values and also belief that could also have a religious component to that. I want to believe that true Christian values, when implemented and lived out, would after some time, it may take time, but after some time convert even the most cynical person. Where it becomes toxic, for instance, if it involves values that are so distinctly different as to become oppressive, but physically and spiritually and emotionally, then we have to draw a boundary. Now, before you draw a severe boundary, I think you would look for someone to speak to. That person, the counselor, would make sure that you see it from an objective perspective, not a subjective one. Because if you're in it, you've been in it for long, you could be looking at it from a subjective point of view, which is not healthy. Where the counselor comes in is to say, I think it could be better or it could be worse. Then it helps you. After you've spoken to the counselor and you do your assessment again, if it continues to the next level, you may want to bring in godly family meetings. Because in our culture, family is involved when the two come together. And I use the word godly. That could be pastors, pastoral, beyond the initial counselor, or sometimes the pastors are before the counselor, whichever one. But you bring in one or two more people. And at this point, could the people intervene talking to both of you? So it's a process. If it becomes, in spite of the layers, it becomes really toxic. Then we've got to assess and say, what is God saying? And that comes with praying, seeking the face of God, and the Holy Spirit will speak to you. Because, you know, the matters can be very varied beyond what people are putting down here.
It can have layers.
And then at that point, you take a decision. Is this for my well-being? For the well-being of the children, can I continue? If not, I'll take the next step.